This is an analysis of the currency that governs consciousness. In the modern world, value is almost always defined by things we can measure. We quantify it. We track it in terms of wealth, work, and the simple passage of time. We measure it in money, the standard unit of economic exchange. We measure it in energy, the raw capacity to get work done. And of course, we measure it in time, the linear dimension where all events unfold. But these familiar resources, money, energy, time, are all secondary. Their value is entirely dependent on something else, a primary resource that makes any of them useful in the first place. That resource is attention. Without it, time is undirected, energy is unfocused, information can never become understanding. Our analysis will proceed in 4 parts. First, we'll examine the fundamental resource. Second, the competition for consciousness. Third, how this shapes the architecture of reality. And finally, the price of fragmentation. We begin with part 1, the fundamental resource, and its role as the primary filter of reality itself. So what is attention, really? It's a biological filtering mechanism. At any given moment, thousands of signals are competing for your awareness. Sights, sounds, thoughts. Your brain simply can't process it all. Attention is the process of selecting which of those signals get through. This selection process kicks off a direct causal chain. Step 1, what you pay attention to shapes your perception of the world. Step 2, your perception then shapes your behavior. And step 3, your behavior is what determines your outcomes. It all originates with attention. You see, the external world is constant, but your internal experience of that world is entirely variable. If your attention is directed at threats, your reality is a dangerous place. If it's directed at opportunities, your reality is a place of potential. What you pay attention to becomes your reality. This brings us to the central conflict of the modern age. Part 2, the competition for consciousness, a struggle defined by a finite resource in an infinite world. The core conflict is a fundamental mismatch. On one side, you have information, which expands without any limit. More of it appears every single second. On the other side, you have attention, which is finite. The brain has a fixed processing capacity. When infinite growth meets a fixed resource, competition is the only possible result. And this competition has created a new system, the attention economy. In this system, entire industries, media, advertising, digital services treat human attention as a raw material. Here, engagement is the primary metric of value, and it's measured in clicks, views, and time spent. The systems inside this economy are engineered to capture this resource. They use specific psychological triggers, things like bright visuals to command the eye, unexpected notifications to interrupt your thoughts, and emotional content to hijack your awareness. Novelty and uncertainty are also used to exploit the brain's natural wiring, compelling you to engage again and again. These external systems have profound internal consequences. This leads us to part 3, the architecture of reality, which is about how our patterns of attention literally construct the self. You see, this external competition has internal neurological effects. When you repeatedly focus on something, the neural pathways connected to it physically strengthen. This process makes the behavior easier, less mentally taxing, until it eventually becomes automatic. Attention patterns become habits, and habits construct our daily routines. This means attention acts as the ultimate gatekeeper for decision-making. Any information that fails to capture your attention cannot influence your choice. It's functionally invisible. The information that is selected, however, becomes the decisive basis for action. And this process goes all the way down to identity itself. Repeated attention to an idea makes it familiar. Familiarity fosters belief, and beliefs influence behavior. Over time, the sum total of what a person attends to literally shapes their self-concept. Identity is simply an emergent property of sustained attention. So for our final part, let's zoom out to examine the collective impact. Part 4, the price of fragmentation, the systemic cost of a society with divided focus. Modern environments are engineered to fragment our attention. Continuous notifications and endless information streams demand we constantly redirect our focus. This pressure causes a cognitive shift away from deep, sustained processing and toward rapid, shallow scanning. And that shift matters because knowledge is not just a collection of information, it's the structured connection between pieces of information. that structuring requires focus. When attention is fragmented, information is acquired, but it's never integrated. It just remains disconnected data. As a result, knowledge itself becomes shallow. On a mass scale, this makes the control of collective attention the primary lever of power. By directing what millions of people think about, an entity can control perception. This, in turn, shapes public opinion, influences mass decisions, and determines societal priorities. Power concentrates wherever attention is directed. If attention determines what becomes meaningful in life, who or what should ultimately decide where attention goes?